Hey, I'm George Lopez here alongside Justin Kimmel. Today we have a very exciting interview. We're going to interview Coach Felton, and we're going to ask him several questions, things about this year rumors. And Justin, what are you going to ask him?
I'm just going to talk about this upcoming season and reasons for Bulldog fans to get excited.
So I hope you guys enjoy the interview, and let us know if you got any feedback. Hi, I'm George Lopez with Justin Kimmel, and today we're going to be interviewing the boys' head basketball coach here at the University of Georgia, Dennis Felton. Coach, welcome. Thanks for letting us come by.
It's good to see you, George.
Well, Coach, we know you got a busy schedule, so I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I have a couple questions. The first one, I hope you don't get too mad at me about, but some people say sometimes when you're on the sidelines, besides the time when you guys won the SEC championship, that sometimes you may be too cold, maybe too rigid, don't show a lot of emotion, almost military style. What is your response to that? Do you think that's true? And do you have military background in your family or you personally?
Well, what I try to do as a coach on the sideline is convey the kind of energy that I want our team to have, and that's one of composure and poise, and to be thoughtful and purposeful, and that, and certainly use emotion to our advantage and to our benefit, and not otherwise. And I think over the years our teams have had a very strong record of being able to close out close games, like overtime games. I think we've won the last 6 or so straight overtime games that we found ourselves in, and that sort of thing. And I think I'd like to think that one of the reasons is that we stay calm and composed during moments that a lot of people see as pressure-packed moments where every little twitch counts. And so that's what I do. Our players will tell you that in our huddles, there's always quite a bit of emotion. And another part of it is I don't ever want to upstage our players and be the kind of coach that the public can see berating our players or diminishing what they're trying to do on the court with theatrics or outward explosions of discontent or that sort of thing. They'll tell you I'm hard driving, and I can be very critical at times, and I try to do most of that kind of stuff during practice, in the gym, but then during the game, I want to be as calm as possible, and I don't want to do things to eat away at their confidence. On the other side, I want to do things that kind of really boost their confidence and not let them ever get too upset or too down about things when they're not going our way.
Well, that's good to now because I'm also a fan, so now I kind of understand. It really is your composure, because whenever I see you on the sideline, there's very few times when I see you, like you say, yelling at a player, getting on a player. It's more of like you said, composure, holding your status, knowing where you're at and being comfortable where you're at. I think that's probably why you've been able to do so good these last couple of years. I want to ask you a quick question, and I want to read you this quote before I ask you this question. This was a question that I asked Damon a while ago in concerns to the end of last season. I know there were some people saying, you know what, maybe we need to let Coach Felton go, and et cetera, whatever it may be. And let me tell you what Damon told me. He said, they don't know everything that is going on behind the scenes. My job is to evaluate and make a decision that I think is best for us. Keeping Coach Felton around was the best thing to do. He is someone who wants to do things the right way, and he's doing things the right way. He's holding those kids accountable. First of all, what do you feel when you hear David talk about you in such high regards?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of accuracy to that. It's just like with our team. During the middle of the season last year, when we were going through our toughest struggles, nobody outside of our locker room knew this, but I knew that we were headed in the right direction because I saw what was going on in our locker room, what was going on in our practice facility every day, the way the team was coming together and showing more toughness and more resiliency and more persistence through those tough times. So even though we were losing more games than we wanted to win at that particular time, I knew that we were headed in the right direction. Didn't know precisely when we would turn the corner, and we did turn the corner, obviously, but I knew we were headed in the right direction. Well, I think what Damon's talking about is organizationally, that holds true too. it's hard, well, it's impossible for anyone on the outside to know precisely what's going on the inside to work towards our goals. And but I'll be honest with you, I have received nothing but incredible support from our fans and supporters. Matter of fact, it really bolstered me and continues to bolster me. I've never come across someone or heard from someone that was actually critical or actually had any suggestion about the fact that we should be somewhere other than here, Georgia, coaching. Through our most toughest times last year, I probably got on average upwards to a half a dozen points of contact a day, whether it was phone calls, letters, or emails. And all season, out of literally dozens and dozens and dozens of contacts like that, I received 2 letters total of anyone that had anything but praise and support to offer. And like I always do, I answer all my correspondence, and actually on of those 2, I answered some particular questions and concerns that supporter had. And a week later, I got a letter that was totally opposite. It said, "You know what, Coach, you're right. I love you. I love what you guys are doing." So I just don't. I've never felt any shift in any momentum against me and our staff in terms of what kind of support we feel. I've felt nothing but love and support from our fans, and I've really, really appreciated it.
Well,
and what's not to be excited about? I mean, we've taken a program that was that was in really tough shape. And we've been to the postseason 3 times out of 5 years now. We've gone through a lot of adversity while doing it. And in terms of there's certainly we've had a few players that didn't quite come to grips with what it means and what a privilege it is to be a Bulldog, and what it means to live up to a high standard that we're setting. We're setting the bar high for our team and our program, and so we lost, like last year, for instance, we lost 2 players that were standout talents in our program. But the way I look at it is this: the guys that we were left with, even though we were very thin in depth, the guys we were left with were able to win only Georgia's 3rd ever SEC championship of any type, and against all odds. So I think it's a great example of what it means to have the right people on board, the people who are willing to sacrifice and fight hard for not the name on the back of their jersey, but the name on the front of their jersey.